Hi everyone, it's Delphine from the Archer and Olive Ambassador team. With the holiday season coming soon, I wanted to share 3 easy and festive card ideas that you can recreate for your loved ones. Before we start, no, you do not need to buy actual cards. You can make them yourself using a sheet of thick white paper, cutting it in half, and then folding it in half. And there you go, you have a card. Whenever I create a holiday card, I always start with writing the holiday message. Now, I don't know about you, but I absolutely need a little guide in order for me to write in a straight way. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. For reference, my first line is at 6 centimeters from the top and the second at 8 centimeters from the top as well. So taking a brush pen, we're gonna write our holiday message. This time I chose Happy Holidays. Here I used a black brush pen to tie the whole card together, but feel free to use a colored one. To create our Christmas lights design, we're gonna draw 2 swirls, one at the top of your card and a second one at the bottom. Now, because I'm a perfectionist, of course I had to draw them with a pencil first, but feel free to just wing it and have fun. Once you're satisfied with the layout of your card, simply take a thick black fine liner and draw over your draft. As for the Christmas lights, create teardrop shapes alternating between the top and the bottom of your swirl. And trust the process here because we're going to be adding color later on. Once you've finished tracing everything, let it dry for a couple of minutes and then erase the pencil marks. It's now time for the fun part. You get to add color to your Christmas lights using colored pens like the Calligraph or the Acrylograph pens from Archer and Olive. As always, feel free to use my affiliate code Delphine10 for 10% off your Archer and Olive order. You can use any color you want, but I just love the festive combo of red, green, and blue. You could totally leave the card as is, but I decided to be a little bit extra. So these next steps are entirely optional. So if you want to make your card a little bit more shiny and have a little bit of a 3D effect, you can add a small amount of colored glitter glue on your Christmas lights and let it dry. So the color that you applied originally with the calligraphs will basically act as your base and the glitter glue will just enhance it. So this is the result after applying the glitter glue. But once again, if you want to add a little bit more detail, you can take a metallic pen and add little tiny dots to act basically as little shiny snowflakes. So this is the end result of our first holiday card. The second holiday card idea is for those of you who maybe lack time or who don't want to doodle. Using stamps might be for you because it allows you to create a simple yet fun holiday card in a matter of minutes. But to reduce the risk of smudging your stamp, start by writing your holiday message first, and then you're going to be able to add your stamp on your card. I mean, imagine spending time to create a card and then having to start over because of smudging. We don't want that. After I added my stamp on my acrylic block from Archer and Olive, I'm adding black ink on my stamp and placing my stamp where I want it on my card. This is the big advantage of having a transparent acrylic block. It really allows you to see clearly where you're stamping. But now we're going to put it aside to let it fully dry before we add some color. And through the magic of editing, it has fully dried. For this particular card design, I decided to go with the Acrylograph pens. I thought they were perfect because I really wanted to achieve a matte look with no pen streaks. So the Acrylographs being paint pens, they were perfect for this. And for this card idea, we're not going to be adding glitter or any extra stuff. We're just going to let the stamp, the color, and the lettering shine. This last holiday card idea is one that I've been creating with my mom for over a decade. We're going to be creating an embossing card. It's a bit more labor intensive and it requires a bit more supplies, but I just absolutely love how unique and customizable these are. But once again, start with writing your holiday message on your card because we'll be using stamps again. However, this time we're going to be using embossing ink and embossing powder. Before we start, however, add a sheet of paper underneath your card and it's going to collect the excess powder later on. So start by adding a pretty thick layer of the embossing ink on your stamp and then stamp your card. Apply enough pressure to make sure that your whole design is stamped. Working quickly, add small amounts of embossing powder, making sure to cover your design and putting the excess powder back in its container or the sheet of paper underneath. To activate the embossing powder, you're going to need to apply a form of heat. I personally have an embossing heat tool that is in shared custody with my mom. It allows you to easily control where the heat is applied, and since we use silver powder, you can clearly see when the powder is being activated. It will create a 3D effect on the card and it will solidify the design. You could totally leave the card as is, especially if you used colored embossing powder, but I personally love to add color to some of the elements of the design. Once again, I'm using my calligraph pens to add some color, especially on the scarf and on the hats of my little snowman. Once I finish coloring some elements of the design, I'm going to reach out to my trusted colored glitter glue to add a bit of shine on my card. Creating these holiday cards with my mom made me realize that they're such a great way to show how much you care, and they can truly be personalized to your liking. Have you ever made holiday cards for your loved ones? Let us know in the comments down below. And just because I wanted a touch more glitter, I decided to add a tiny amount of powdered glitter on top of my card before the glitter glue dried. And I mean, I'm adding the tiniest of tiniest amounts, and I'm making sure to remove the excess on my sheet of paper. Oh, and I had completely forgotten to color the buttons of my snowman. So this is what I did using a black fine liner. So this is the end result of my third holiday card idea. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you end up creating your own holiday cards, please tag Archer and Olive and I, and please comment down below your favorite card. You can also download a printable I created on Archer and Olive's blog, where you can trace 2 holiday card designs I created. See you in the next one. See you in the next video. Bye.